Okay, next up then, Doug Jones. So, Doug Jones, very, very concise biography here. Doug has been attending the Writers' Forum workshop for around 15 years, from 2012 able to publish posts. He's married with children and currently works as a junior doctor in Norfolk. Now, it should also be said that Doug has existed before 2012. Yeah, he was. I used to work with Doug as part of London Under Construction, with Piers Hugo, Eddie Cardo, a whole string of people. Martin Gubbins, Chris Paul, very good people anyway. So great to have Doug here. And he's finally a doctor.
Thank you.
Hey.
Cool. 1868. High status workers, CO2 retainers, last of the beautiful and huge urban church. What a wonderful sound they make, black rain as it fills vast capitals, surmounted by angels, mullioned, transcend as it fills to the stars with sounds like bird singing, in the garden wall towards the street with sounds like bird singing. 1869. What use is aldosterone to me when I bump into X buying a paper? Tedious, rapid, only good for jobs, e.g. putting yellow flowers back in the vase when they're scattered on the floor. What a naughty cat who knocked those yellow flowers down. It hangs round the edge of a greater group, everything but beauty off. But dopamine, she's they eyes, that beauty, the verb, queens of printed grass. 1890. There are 8 student nurses on the ward. I think they're doing okay, but they've all got basically similar hair. Their black and white faces, which I see at long angles throughout the day, are like correctives in a modern hospital with many different rooms. Wonder if they're going home to their sub-districts this weekend, invisibly spreading out hand rowan trees, whatever rowan trees saw. 1891. Canton, Illinois, fair and the country people cooking and eating corn, blonde hair, red hair, separated in time from one another and flow into one another, flecks of their blue clothes and quiet voices flowing in the addition, in a stripped town, in toiling, like something basic kept in hell, arrows of interlocking issue, sugars, fatty meats, what these germs sequence or do. 1892. Kumar and Clark, a book of people's hands, hypnagogia like when you're young into a pine wood, a grave paradise, an island lost in black leaves, to learn the language wills over water, to crisscross that manly flame, and mostly then you're picked up by someone you know and their car, and it's fine, our Puritan world. 1892. Abs, IGM, yup, I know all about him, word thought back to King's Lynn Star's secret point. He runs super quick after hammered earth. Jones! His challenge making in ring of epitopy as antigen bit in grass circuit. He moves up to IGM and there to kill buff original hogs locks and exude plus daughter stuff, who as lions leap their heavy brakes to Griffiths' form, scintillating curves, enchained, plump. 1893. Magic tricks is through conversation, like up in the woods, great silence in rhododendron bushes in purple. Under them there's this dog unbound for a rose tree. I thought to myself, well, that don't stand like a dog, so I just hushed for a dog, and thus, limited, it flowed away over the woodland floor like one of them deer in Snow White, her outlines going, changed by custom, her mare's temper. 1894. This seed lion of the mildest constitution arched me slowly out of ciggy ash and limited art material. She was in jail, poor thing, several times fixing us with the most serene aspect, looking at our hands, feet, never offering the least violence, captivated, chatting away words that struggled to complete her own prayer, some sort of 360-degree feedback specific to our physical state, post-op, her two-string source, RX. 1895. Treating 1,000 women is of course a web of signifiers. No, it isn't. It's no more fixed than a castle fight with a 17 beaters on one hand and a DNA2 sonority on the other. It's back to the moors, set there like you'd always reckoned with your smug astrolabe, like antibodies they're made already and hang there forever, like a danger kite. In danger kite, 1915, two curves plus 2 so equal A. 1896. Well, run on, Drake, run on, Magellan, with your smooth faces and elongating muscle that turn on your helical wrists. You made it so far and brazenly into this Norfolk seaboard, and now its fibres go against you. Cities like Yarmouth they named after you, the many tissuous blooms that its fathoms cracked. They lie disordered now in your Caucasian skin. You'll not sink your treasures so easy here, Crick. 1896. Through the industrial estate units, worker, hairs, their glands take their turn. Fusing together gets located in the earth. You can't get too sentimental about this cemetery. These are false flowers that come in waves. Employees differentiate round coffee drunk off small cups, graft, their hearts put out, seed booming, the day composition, mainly simple tearing things enfolded her face of biting oils. 1897. Work can be stressful, so I unwind by going swimming. Istanbul is all the world like Rome was, or Roma on the telly is, brisk where water stills turn to plants, flowers, just kidding, know their folks, toying, talking, General 8 works them as drop TRNA for mostly twisty silk. In this, their children's lives post this lifeblood, untranslated zone, sugar complexes prove and make their colour. 1898. Low tide and the brightest of all the mackerels going out to sea, accommodating survey boats in them. Water pouring over the right side, the left side, with sorrows most troubled, with jewels off the deck of their tree, their craft, oilmen. Instrument of beings too much in love with music, found wonderful, arrayed in the rude they explore, a very wave bone intensity turn below my silver darling. 1899. Vasopressin, oxytocin. You notice how you always see them as a 2, worse than a Europa, a Lisa really, in their council issue car round the April Cherbury, as cuddling, flapping inland, their water cry at thirst, and reads switch on love. Just we can't see it, gauge it, and it does this on earth with its many rivers. There's no constellation, no state without the cis, tie, etc., etc., drawing every one pair navigators inward. 1900. There's a World Games dropped on the floor, and they give buds, birds, flowers in the muddy waters of the yard. Are captured blues, are ghosts, states of kinesis brought suddenly to a stop. Strange empires you find around your Paul's house, light, engines, contusion, shift out the blue to the left and bled into an empty vessel to make 8 eyes, 1 eyes dropped in a windless consciousness, plays form a girl, riverine wards. 1901. Still day opt. There's a hotel girl in sunlight, not doing anything. That's how old she's waiting, not talking room, her screen construction, piled high sheets, beds amassed things, set up, become more matinal after day of inches, clouds, always the scrubber that even cross my eyes, slow dreams of night deliver or unbanked pay. Tan this child's face, form in advantage, green pro days, D in life heads. 1903. Associating the memory and specificity. It's my car, what a fascinating manufactured thing. Much of it older than the sun, so the man who sold it to me said. It drives me to my swimming pool to meet my friends. I go round Yarmouth in it, and from the front see the people attenuated, bucks, ox, rockets, the hour just before they are finished. I haven't said nearly enough about this Corsa since it is obscure. 1906. A man on a train, he's youngish, fur-lined, cloak going up and down the line, a great unknown country fatigue, then the stop, he gets off and later he goes home. Without him, waters that teem have opalfish, delectable aquatic mammalian form that realise energy, suck it in between two poles, that substrate heaven is a hospitaller, never arriving. 1907. Not much working today, and the bit of road where composition bifurcates and flows into Brown's plantation, its leaves and ferns is now clamped. There's little moving in there. In soil, convoluted O2 species, which might have been good to wait for once, are sleeping or fighting off bugs. Congregations that cannot be known, moss, stone, a toad. This road better open soon as it leads to erythropoiesis. 1908. Imagine I worked in a fishing factory. I could get up from my desk, go down to the mess, and all the little mackerel would be running round the corridors in great shoals, great plumes of fish in clots, a laurel shape, made in fish, a mysterious nation, their silver bellies, getting in my face a dazzling whiteness against the green of the sea, a great return of the clouds. If I worked in a factory like that. 1910. Told you about how Yarmouth folk is made of bread, interminably consumed with pauper. What chance will it give my virtue if everyone I heal is made of spread? Grey cakes burnt up in dovecotes, sunlight don't work on this crew, who never heard the proper privy rows of food bands. They're just not salty as we understand salty. So Pyrexis, eat and of that coin. Oh, busy algorithms. 1911. So what does civilization mean if it don't mean this? I mean hospitals. So offended many they demanded it be destroyed, as if looking after these brave judges, sweet things, a commodity shared as good offices, produce, subscribe in the street, contesting the will that jumps with my humour, so there's no gallows left in England. Where? What supposed blasphemy? All actions and ideas are one. 1912. Anna up in Tyrrell, damn it, the scenery's boring up there and the ceremonies drag. Trying so hard to impress prominent aristocratic patrons, putting my piano on my back like it was some forgotten epithelia. 'Twas a good show and didn't our people laugh? Then the question got put about where the melody. Expired barriers of the egg picked up, and that's why poetry is often called the arteriole. 1915. While Type A settlement right outside my sow field, secular lords who charted a dying realm, Algie, Glynn, Gunn, inserted, deleted outside of the bounds of his broom, odd, Cag, and so changing glutamine to stop codon Bex, it made a knavish mutation, unfailing over the treacherous gal, a sprung mutation that weaves colours of extinguished flowers, change that alter the human face. 1917. Left the museum a childhood a long time back, and now there's only occupied in walls, no truce, and vast ships coming out the great green sea in heats of a resistant splendour. Ah, Yarmouth, what a poor fat sack you are. Yet I can still see bays where your workmates disparage guys on a merge at dawn, tramp sons with drowsy grief too hard, key them all from a world-souled stone habitus. 1919. Tree branches next to tree, spreading out like intricate ghosts of light, and never does the one know where the other is at. Inflammatory, translucent is at the genome, stretching towards the sky where the sun is, wanting other genes, reflecting from its face to observe, and passes, riddling it like an upstart star. Multiply seen in any window or yard, which got a protein's weight and are his only leaves. 1920. Darwin, almost naked, runs his hand over the roofs of a locale of hypnotic, straightened green ship of a domestic crossing the road at the end of a shift, wearing a polyester shift, even though she's false. She picked up the ironing board and put it down again. She's picked up the Hoover, put it down again. She picked up all the gold, filling the room to the height of an imaging machine, which is her avatar. Thank you.